Welcome to the Sunday night open stream, guys. Welcome back again. I hope you all had an amazing weekend and are ready to crush the markets again. We ended last week beautiful with a lot of wins and only one loss in the opening week of November. So we had a pretty amazing starting week. And so let's continue to keep that momentum into the next week of November. So let's see. Friday we had a beautiful entry on Euro USD after reaching full target of the trade we took Wednesday. So there was a beautiful follow-up of our trade and also a target hit of almost 1% into the upside. So with a lot of movement. After that we entered on the resistance because we are in a bigger downtrend currently. We entered new selling positions after the price revived after a big drop. So it was a perfect entry for new selling positions to hedge for longs and take profit also. For USD JPY, we had a beautiful take profit at the last resistance becoming support, and it was a clear structure change. Currently, we did not make new highs yet, so we're currently looking for lower numbers for USD JPY, and this could currently be a very nice add-on to our position. If we are gonna look, we are looking for a little higher prices, but if we touch the 618, this would be an add-on for our positions this week. So we could be currently looking at the last highs for a stop loss entry at the 618 Fibonacci and aiming all the way down to the same targets we had from the week before for filling the opening gap of 2 weeks ago. It's a 1% opening gap in price and also with a flat bottom of liquidation to grab. So we're gonna mark out the liquidity as well. So let's mark it like this. And this is the liquidity for last support. So this is our last support to break. If we break that, it's a free fall down to our less bigger support below. So that's why we are clearly aiming for bigger targets and also adding on to our positions after hitting take profit last Friday. It did recover it a little bit to the upside, but it was not a clear enough trade for us to trade to the upside because currently we are in a trend switch after breaking the trend to the upside. We see clearly that we break the trend line and now continue to break down, or we have to see a strong reclaim of the trend line to break all the highs. Could be a possibility, but first then we have to see a strong reclaim. Of course, that is an invalidation of our plans, so we can get out of our trades. So keep them both in mind. Euro USD, as we discussed it, is already on entries, and they've been on Friday. So if we pulls back a little bit, it could be still another entry, but for now, no entries yet. USD JPY almost on second entries. We did have an entry on Friday as well. USD Canadian dollar with an amazing entry on Friday as well. And yeah, was actually a really clear hit on Thursday nights to Friday night with a failed auction on top. And after that structure switch, we clearly could trade back to less big support again. So we did have a take profit already, and now we are aiming for a second take profit lower. So let's take a look at USD CHF, also a beautiful trade we took with a beautiful head and shoulders on top with a reclaim of the last resistance and with a beautiful downwards movement after breaking structure to the upside and retesting less resistance. It was a beautiful move also of almost 1%, same as Euro USD. So there are two winners and one is still hovering with one take profit. So the two winners we are already going to add to the win counter, and that will make us to 20 already. Then we go to gold. For gold right now, we have some trades open, but we have to grab them because it's currently still high temp. We have this one we closed already, I think. Oh no, this was the Friday position, so let's see. It's easier to show it like this. So we saw a clear resistance because we saw an extreme liquidity grab Friday late in the evening. We did had some beautiful buy positions beginning of the week, starting from Wednesday all the way to Thursday. We had buying positions. For the position from Wednesday, almost rose 2.4%, almost 3% even. And we had a beautiful entry also on Thursday, which rose almost 1.4%. So that's also a beautiful gain. And what we saw on the top was a swing failure pattern. So we saw liquidity getting grabbed and immediately closure below resistance levels again. This gave us a clear head start or a clear entry signal to move into our sell positions, also to hedge against our long positions. If we are opening to the downside tonight in a half an hour, we could open to the downside with the naked daily and the less support, because clearly we are in a sideways market until we break structure. So for now, we are protecting at the highs and we are buying at the lows until we see a break to the upsides. So I will draw them out for you guys until we see a clear break to the upsides. Then we can fill up our full long position. But if we are going to see already a break of the support, we could also fill our full sell position. So we are in the safe positions for both ways, with our buying positions on break even and take profits hit, and our selling position is with a big actually above the last highs, a stop loss just to protect ourselves. If it moves up immediately when markets open, then we are protected for our losses. So, and we are making winnings on our still open trades to the upside. On silver, we did not trade the same plan. Why did we not? Because we did not see the same kind of liquidity grab. We did saw a pullback in a failed auction, but we actually did make a new high and did not make a new low. So currently for silver, there's a little bit more strength, also a clear head and shoulders pattern where the right shoulder is a little bit too extended right now. So there is some weakness, but still a lot of liquidity to grab from the last two double top highs. So we could see some potential higher numbers with silver, but also for silver, same as for gold, we are still clearly in bigger sell positions. We hope we can fill up our compound moves a lot higher for our sell position again here to move to the lows again. But currently we are just in this sell position chilling. And also we entered Tuesday and Friday, we entered some beautiful buy positions. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday or Tuesday. And on Thursday, on Friday, we entered the buy positions on silver as well for the compound of the move. After we had take profits, it beautifully went back to entries and almost stopped us out of the level, because we were currently aiming for this low with our stop loss, and it almost rammed us out, but we survived. So that's for the precious metals. They will open in half an hour. Crypto, we called it. We called the bottom of the market. So for Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana. Ethereum, we had a beautiful selling position already from the highs and also from the all-time highs. So we had two big selling positions currently, but we saw some strength coming into the market. We saw a big bounce of support and a strong reclaim of the same support level after we saw a rise of almost 13% in trade. So that's a big winner. For Bitcoin, we did trade the upside, but we got stopped out at break even. So we hit take profit one, stopped out at break even, and now it's clearly still moving to the upside to our new targets for selling positions again. That's as the last support. So we have a big support region over here. You're going to look right here. Clearly, all around this level is support, 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 support. Same as the triangle support line. The trend line was a support line and it's becoming a resistance right now. So we are currently looking for more selling positions on Bitcoin, but we would like to see prices go a little higher against 106, even 110K could happen. So keep that in mind that with your stop loss or trade safe and wait for the higher entries. But currently we are trading behind that bearish. For Solana, we do see some bullish momentum also for Ethereum. So that's actually a copy of all the altcoins, of course. Ethereum is pulling the altcoins up, but for Solana, we had a beautiful rise of 14% as well. So that makes it 22 winners because Bitcoin I will not count because it was not a full win. It was a take profit one. And after that, we get pulled out on break even. So for Bitcoin, it is not a win, but for Solana and Ethereum, there are two big wins as well. Currently waiting for our selling positions to fill up. And if they get filled up, that would be amazing. So we should actually still see a rise to the upside for 11%. And you think, wow, that cannot happen. This was our less resistance. So sorry. This was our last resistance. We're currently now flipping for resistance to support. So if we are reaching exactly the same amount as we did before in the last move, it's gonna be exactly at our entries. So keep it simple, keep it technical. No noise. Just easy and chill charts. So let's check some session volume profiles as well, maybe on the daily. So then we do see we have a beautiful MPOC to the downside of 38.86, and we have a beautiful MPOC to the upside of 44,075. So these are both numbers to be keeping in mind for the breakout to the upside, and the first resistance and support we will find on a bigger time frame. So both levels to clearly keep in mind while trading. We did almost hit it, but we front run the level, so we could still see a liquidity grab to the downside, creating a new low, and after that taking the highs. So two possibilities: first taking the higher liquidity or the lower liquidity, but both sides have big liquidity at the moment. So what do you guys think? Any charts you're looking at the moment? Let's check the news for next week as well. We do see a lot of data that we didn't get last week or the week before, as we see no previous and no actual data. So are we gonna get the data? Or is the government still gonna close and still are gonna be erupted by every problem they have personally? Because the US dollar is currently, yeah, in a high notes. It is reclaiming a little bit of levels, but it is all on just straight up bullshit. So straight up air. there's no valid reason because there are no numbers coming out for the US dollar at the moment, and we are waiting for a big list of news to come out on Thursday and Friday as well. So keep that in mind with your trading. A lot of volatility happens in the later weeks during this period due to delayed or not news not coming out. So that's a big problem at the moment. So keep that in mind. So Euro with a beautiful reaction right now, actually continuing the move of Friday. So that's actually beautiful to see. Cannot complain about that. Welcome, I see a new viewer on YouTube as well. I hope you had an amazing weekend. We just discussed it, all the pairs we took trades on or we are waiting for. So if you want to see the trades again or have a chart you want to see, let me know in the chat. Welcome to the stream. I see some new people joining. How are you? Hope you had an amazing weekend. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat which chart would you guys like to see. These are the trades we currently all have running with the red flags in the front of the charts. In 15 minutes, we also open the metal markets. So precious metal will also open markets, but for now they are closed. Currently in both sells and buys because we are in a range bound situation. For silver only the buys, but we have sells from higher. So that's no problem at all if we do move to the downside. And also another problem if we move to the upside, targets could be higher. Also nice positions on crypto last week. We called the exact bottom and we saw the strength coming into the market on order flow. So we warned everyone in stream to snipe those entries with a beautiful, beautiful rise of almost 30%. So nothing to complain on the crypto side. On Bitcoin, we eventually got stopped out of our trade because we went lower than the weekly and our entry was right here. So unfortunately, on Bitcoin, it was a break-even loss because first we rose to take profit one, then we took the trade out on break-even, and after that we rose again to 105k almost. So unfortunately for Bitcoin, not in the buy position anymore, but we are currently still looking and aiming for the new selling positions on Bitcoin. We also have positions from the all-time high, from the high rejection of 116k, and we are currently looking for an add-on on 110k because currently it is in a big downtrend with current constant new lower lows made, and now we are looking for a new lower high. Keep in mind that the lower high could also come from this level, and 110k is resistance as well. So with our stop loss, I will keep that in mind, and I have an entry on 107k and one on 110k. So I have multiple entries for selling positions right now for Bitcoin, waiting to hit targets or to hit entry triggers. Sorry. So for Solana, we had the same trade as on Ethereum actually. Saw the strength, saw the order flow strength and order book strength coming in. We saw big orders, big wallets buying in again after breaking and taking out all the liquidity. And with this low, we just reclaimed the same support and now making new highs again. So currently aiming for a lot higher for Solana at the moment would be our next take profit would be the 382 of the Fibonacci weekly level, or the 618 will be our full target. So one take profit in between in this zone, and then we have full target hit after that with a new entry for our selling positions at our triangle support bottom, flipping it to resistance with a beautiful 618 Fibonacci at the same level. So beautiful plans for this week, and I hope that helps you guys some clearness, getting some clearness for the structure on the technical technical side. Fundamentally, we will have to watch out Thursday if the news finally comes through from US dollar. We didn't have it last week, we didn't have it the week before, so there is still a lot of that data have to come in. CPI core inflation will come out. Numbers will come out, but the numbers like the jobless claims at the moment the Feds are still waiting for all the numbers. So Friday also a big day of data, and also we have some RSEs and we have the PPI. So really important data to keep in mind. Thursday and Friday will be volatile days with a lot of action, and it could be that from Monday till Wednesday it could be a slow market, slow entry market. So be careful how you enter the week. So guys, let me know, how are you doing at the moment? Looking at any charts? Have new plans for the week? Also, if you want to know whenever I'm live, I will put my Instagram in the top comments, and then you will see also whenever I'm live. So you will get the notification in the story. Welcome to the stream. I see some new people coming in. Currently just entered a new position on USD JPY after hitting the 6.8 Fibonacci of the downward momentum. We did make a new low and we did not make a new high. So we're currently in a downtrend after breaking a big uptrend to the upside. Beautiful, nice live entry. You can take it right now. Stop loss just above the highs. No financial advice. This is just my opinion, my trades. So education only, but do with it whatever you like to. But there are free opportunities for you to check out the trades, make your own opinion about it, and maybe trade them with us. Because last week we already had some beautiful profits in the first week of November. We can not complain, and there were a lot of setups. It's a volatile market into Q4, so be sharp and be ready for all those attempts and all those setups. So let's check for gold. Little opening to the upside. We do see immediate pullback. See for silver also open to the upside to the last Friday's value area high. It's currently tapping resistance, so let's see. For the clearness of the chart, I will just put the buy trace on height, and we can take a look again after we get more clearness. Bearish divergence also with the swing failure pattern, so price should actually grow lower liquidity and move at least to 39.75. So welcome to the stream. I see some new viewers joining. How are you doing? We are still also in the buy positions. We just hide them for a second to keep the charts a little cleaner for you guys. This was the last entry we had, but the buy positions are still open. So we will check the markets for another 15 minutes or 30 minutes. But I had a really busy week. That's also why the announcement came a little later of the live stream. And unfortunate I couldn't post sooner. Let's take a closer look. Currently back at resistance, and we clearly have our support right here. So if we can break through resistance and break the new highs, then clearly it's a path up, and otherwise it will just grab liquidity on the bottom right here. So let's take over all the plans one more time. We have silver with a beautiful upside opening. Let's see what gold does. Gold also with an upside opening. Euro with our beautiful rejection and also the downside opening. USD JPY with a new entry, beautiful CC hit, so 618 Fibonacci hit. That was a compound move, and a next trade, the second trade we took on USD JPY with a current switch in trend. So we went from an uptrend to breaking the lows, currently making a new lower high, and we could move a lot more down from here. So let's see. Our crypto trades we keep open, of course, till our entries. So for Ethereum, we were looking at 3750 until 3800 for our new selling positions. For Bitcoin, we will be looking for 108k until 110k for resistance. So keep that in mind for clear resistance and new selling positions. For Solana, our targets for our new take profit will be our weekly just above us of 172, and after that we will take our new selling entries a little higher at 180 to 186, because otherwise the compound is too big down, and I would not like to be in such a strong compound. So I would rather see it move up a little bit more. Same for Ethereum. We would like to see it move up quite a bit more, so it's still possible for Solana as well. Guys, I hope this was an amazing, it was short but a strong live stream. We just discussed all the setups, and I hope you enjoy your weekends. I hope you are ready to crush the markets again, and I hope the live stream helped a little bit with that for clarity during the week. And of course, tomorrow we will be back with an amazing live stream on the Monday opening day of the week. It will be a slow opening of the week, but let's see what it will bring. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time on the live stream at Pipurax.